Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May.
And today we'll be talking about Kanye of Ye fame. Kanye West, who is up to a lot, as usual. He's gotten himself in some hot water. He's gotten some great new business opportunities that we're going to talk about. Do a little catch up on his life and see what is going on. Maybe we'll talk about other topics depending on how quickly we go through that.
Yeah, fun stuff. I actually, I'm reminded of something about him. Didn't people say that there was like a clone going around for a while?
Oh, yeah. There's endless rumors.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. All right. Enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold on.
From that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
So Kanye West.
This guy.
Have you seen any news on him recently? I'm curious.
I actually have not.
I have been chronically online.
Yeah.
And I start to worry that I'm too deep into too many pages deep on the internet. And I'm like, are other people seeing this shit?
No.
I'm starting to realize I need to go touch grass.
Well, you know what I think it is? We've talked about this on the pod before, but my social media platforms of choice are different than yours. You spend a ton of time on X. I do not. And I think that there's just different feeds and different information we're getting, which is great for our podcast.
It is.
But it is fascinating how like you'll bring something up to me that's like viral in your world. And I'm like, I have not seen that. And I am also chronically online, just on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. my TikTok, I think I mentioned I've bought too much stuff off of TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
And it fucked my algorithm up so bad. It was just like, this girl loves a romper. Like, hit her with some more of those. And it's very easy for me to move off of romper content.
Yeah.
But on X, my God. And it's so funny because I just spent almost a month in Europe.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be online.
Yeah, I was off, but then I came back and I was like, gotta catch up. And I went way too hard on it.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot. There's been a lot to catch up on.
It is so lovely. That's the best perk of being in Europe or wherever you vacation is I'm like, oh my God, like I have been out of American politics for a little while. I can just like enjoy my surroundings. And then on the plane ride home, there was the assassination attempt number 2 on Trump. And I was like, God damn it, I want to read about this so fucking bad. I was getting wicked about Wi-Fi. But I was like, welcome back. Welcome back.
We were literally sending the tweets and like various screenshots of things to May. She couldn't load them. So then I would type it out. I'd go copy it and paste it so she could see it on the airplane.
Oh my God, it was driving me crazy.
She's like, can't wait 3 hours. Are you crazy? I can't
No
wait.
way.
The whole story will be different.
And I wanted to talk to the guy next to me, but like, do you know anything? It's like, I'm not gonna be the person talking on the train.
Wait, have you noticed this? Like when you were in Europe, I noticed that Europeans are low-key obsessed with America right now and our politics.
Oh yeah, well it's an election year. They always are. They always think that like our election somehow. I mean it does.
It does. I gotta get it, but at the same time, they're like rude about it in a weird way.
I didn't notice
rude.
that.
It's rude to. Maybe it was just in Norway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Norwegians or something. They're just more open. But I went on this fucking kayaking camping trip.
Oh my God.
Which, speaking of which, camping not my thing. I'm just going to say it. It's not my thing. I went on this trip and I didn't anticipate. I thought it was going to be glamping. It was not that at all. Instead, we had to pack the entire tent into the kayak and then kayak for 5 to 6 hours a day and then sleep outside. It was 40 degrees and raining. Could we build a fire? We could not. We could not because all of the wood was wet.
So no one there was able to build a fire for you? Oh my God. Oh my God.
No.
You were on like Naked and Afraid.
Yes. I paid money to be on Naked and Afraid. I had a breakdown the first night. And I told Matt, I was like, we have to leave. And he was like, we can't.
Yeah, how are we going to get home?
We got here via kayak for a really long time.
Yeah. What, are you going to kayak back, just the two of you?
Yeah. I mean, that's in my mind, I was like, we're going to do that. And he was like, bitch, no, we're not. Like, no, we're not. Like, we're going to finish this trip and you're not going to die. But you were going to be upset. And I was.
Yeah.
But it was the prettiest. I don't think I've been in many places prettier than that. But I was also extremely cold.
Yeah.
And wet.
Yeah.
Yes. And would really have loved a fire. I kept going to the people. I was like, no one brought some fucking gasoline?
No, that's crazy.
They never fly in America.
Well, aren't there also like, there's like fire starter packs and shit. You don't have to do it like real ranger ways.
Dude,
it's like, guys,
you're
come on.
telling me. And had they told us, I assumed the guides that were paid to do this would know, bring a fire starter pack. Yeah, bring some wood.
It's dangerous.
I mean, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I was pissed off.
We're very American about it. We're like, we're going to die out here and there's going to be a lawsuit.
I did go to the camping supply store before we left because I was just like freaking out. And I was asking them for those little heaters, those little like packs that you put on your hands.
Yeah, hand
I was
warmers.
like, oh, do you guys have like hand warmers? And the woman looks at me. She goes, what is that? I've never heard of that in my life.
Oh my God.
They had no idea what I was talking about. I don't think they're legal.
Did you show them the hand warmer? Like on.
I
like a
know I
picture of
didn't.
one?
I mean, I after asking her a few key questions, I was like, they certainly do not have them in this store.
They
And
probably have some insane. They definitely have some insane chemicals that have never been.
I don't think they do. I think they just are tough. I think they just fucking raw dog it.
Oh shit.
I think they're just like, you're a pussy.
Oh my God.
And I was a pussy the whole time. Everybody else, there was a family with their children on the trip. They were having a great time. But I'm over here freaking the fuck out.
Terrible.
Like a little bitch.
That is not for me. Matthew owes you a trip to the south of France.
South of France.
The south of France. That you can't miss.
I mean, it's popular for a reason.
Marseille, Nice.
I want to be there.
Ez.
Instead, I was sleeping on the ground in the Arctic Circle. Just being like, this is where the Vikings lived. For real.
Yeah, no. That's
Why am I
horrible.
doing what the Vikings did?
You almost died.
Almost
Laura almost died. And I'm not even kidding.
So what I meant, I brought this up. The reason I brought this up is I'm out there, especially on the first night, eating. For some reason, they made us really good food. I was like, that wasn't necessary. We could have had a fire instead. But they made us like this curry, and I'm eating the curry, and this person from this other trip was sitting next to me, and then they start grilling me about American politics. And they were like, who are you going to vote for? Like, blah, blah, it's like such a disgrace. The kind of was like, I don't know you. I don't know your name.
Yeah, I don't know your name. And isn't that like rule number 1 of politeness?
Insane. And it was all like people like from like the UK. First of all, people from the UK, I was like, sit the fuck down. I don't want to hear it out of you. I mean, I brought that up. I was like, I mean, you guys know what it's like. And they were like, no, we don't. And I was like,
Yes, you do. You have disheveled.
you have B-rate Trump over there, okay? You have diet Trump.
At least we have the real thing.
We do. Full flavor. All of its cheesy goodness over here. Oh my God. They've gotten nuts with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, all of that to say, too much politics right now. That's why I tried
Too much.
so damn hard to find a non-political story.
I know. It's crazy because it's like your entire feed. It's insane. Yeah, I saw a thing, a TikTok that made me laugh. Someone was like, we have really, as a society, become too used to how ugly Donald Trump is. And he kept showing, man, like, look at his eyes, his bones. They were like, he's extremely ugly. And I was like, he is.
He looks like the Joker.
He looks bad.
Like the Penguin, excuse me. Just like his body shape right
His
now.
body-
On a human level, I'm like, this man is not healthy.
No.
You know, physically, mentally, we know. But physically, something's up.
I love that.
That's a weird shape to be.
I'm obsessed with the that meme where he was like, I think he was golfing and his fucking ass was huge. It was like fat.
I think I've seen that. Looks like a bowling pin.
It was like a big butt on a man.
I didn't know he was thick like that. Good for him.
So what's going on with my boy Ye?
Kanye, I had not heard from him for a while. And then recently he popped up a couple times in the news. The one you may know a little bit more of is he was on Candace Owens' YouTube channel / podcast. And they did an interview with him. I think you can imagine how it went. Candace and Kanye, they were really, really in support of the Jewish people. So much so that YouTube was like, no, guys, we can't. Like, you cannot put this up. So Candace Owens got her account temporarily demonetized and disabled for a little while.
Yikes.
I'm pretty sure it's back up now. So all is well in Candace Owens land, I guess. But that's a strike.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's a strike.
It's not good.
Needless to say, Kanye is still struggling. And to add to his list of issues, a story just released about his Malibu mansion that he has he bought originally for $57 million.
Oh my God.
$57 million. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of millions.
And it is rotting.
No.
It is fully rotting. I looked more into this, and this has been an actual ongoing, like maybe some of you are familiar with it. I was not. But apparently he bought this back in 2021, and it was like this really, really famous Japanese architect who won the Pritzker Prize. Pritzker Prize?
All right, cool. I don't know.
Guess it's
It's
like
an
a-
architecture prize, I assume.
I assume it's like a Pulitzer I'm glad that they went with the double P as well.
God knows.
Sure.
But
anyway, for architecture, big prize, Tadao Ando. And he is super, super popular, especially with like the Hollywood, like those kind of groups, like real big business guys, real big musical people. He has designed houses for a lot of people. He worked on a house for Karl Lagerfeld, who is famous in France.
Oh, we know Carl. Come on.
Carl. In Italy, he did the construction of a theater in Milan for Giorgio Armani.
Wait, who's the architect guy?
Oh, his name is Tadao Ando.
I'm just gonna
Daoando. For a Japanese name, pretty fucking straightforward.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, that helps. That helps me. I'm glad you changed your name just to make it easy for me to search for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Ando. Beyonce and Jay-Z own one of his other Malibu beach mansions. In 2023, they purchased a very, very expensive one, which was $190 million.
Wow.
$190 million. It became the most expensive real estate purchase in that year.
That's insane.
2023.
Here's what I don't understand. And I've said this 1,000 times, but I do not understand. I'm like, if I had the option to buy a house that is that large, I would be like, why would I do that? I can't possibly spend time in all these rooms.
I know.
What is the purpose of the house this large?
This one is a little weird because even though they're extremely expensive,
they're not that big.
They're not that big. And I think it's because he really specializes in small developments and like in cities, being able to do like very high-end luxe stuff in smaller areas, which kind of sucks because if you're spending $190 million and you don't have a compound, like it's kind of embarrassing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't need a compound.
It's kind of embarrassing.
That's me.
But for $190 million, I better be getting a fucking compound. Instead, he's like, it's a 3-bed, 2-bath. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of space. Like, we can't take the kids, but we like it. Yeah, like let's look at this one real quick. It's big.
Looks like a community college.
Yeah. But like it's not like it could be I don't know, it's not that big. For 190 million?
No, that's insane. I actually hate it. Can I say that?
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think you're going to like this. His design in general is described as brutalist.
No, fuck that.
Like relax.
You guys, I'm trying to live in my house. I'm not trying to like drive my Tesla, whatever the fuck, Cybertruck through it.
It's basically, they all look like if a Cybertruck became a place. This one is, I mean, the architecture, I get it. Like, it's pretty, but I wouldn't want to live there. It looks more like a
community college. I fucking hate it. Like, it's so ugly.
I was going to say modern art museum or something like that. But yeah, community college. It looks like CCRI. That's what it looks like. But isn't that fucking nuts? How, like, they're crazy.
Yeah, it's not for me.
So he has designed less than 20 homes in the United States, and I don't think he intends to do very many more. So as you can imagine, all these big shot celebrities are like creaming themselves to get this random piece of concrete that looks not that great, but that makes them special or whatever.
I do not cream myself at all for this guy.
No, listen, Beyonce did. And Jay-Z together.
All right, fine. Maybe I'm missing something. Okay.
Clients often have, not May, but clients often have feelings of awe, touched with envy for the rooted solidity of an Ando building. The work is mysterious. It's anchored. It has such a quiet presence. Whereas fashion and music are about dynamics and movement and change. So that's why he's saying people who are big in those worlds are very excited about these very big, unmovable concrete buildings. God. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, whether you like it or not, I mean, the one that he had in Malibu for $57 million is one of obviously the less than 20 that were built. And it's nice. It has massive giant windows overlooking the sea and approximately 4,000 square feet, which for Malibu, literally on the ocean, is pretty big.
That's huge.
You can see, don't look at that picture yet. This is a picture of it back in the day when he purchased it. It's nice. If it wasn't on Malibu, though, I'd be like, I mean, it's just a fucking building.
No, I agree. It's also kind of crazy to be that big of a celebrity where, like, I'm looking at his terrace and stuff, and I'm like, does Kanye West is he able to just, like, sit out there?
Yeah, just hang out.
Just hang out? Like, his neighbors are like, hey, that's Kanye West and his weird girlfriend who's wearing a fucking, loincloth or whatever she
Yeah.
wears.
She's wearing one fig leaf.
But like yeah, it's crazy. It's such
No.
a strange life.
Especially with drones. Like, this is the perfect place. I actually saw a drone video of this house. And I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, no shit. It's right on the beach. You could sit on a boat right off the coast and just take a little magnifying glass and go
yeah,
in.
that's true.
And see how they have all the shades pooled? Like, of course they are.
Right.
I think that really defeats the purpose of these massive, beautiful windows, but you can't really use them.
Yeah.
I think living at this
weird.
house would be a nightmare. Look how
Living at the house as you and me would be great. Living at the house as a huge celebrity would be not great.
I mean,
It's
I
like
would
living in a glass house.
it literally is a glass house, and even I would only want to Airbnb this house.
Yeah.
Long term, I'd be like, I'm naked way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much for this. It's one of my favorite hobbies is to walk around naked in my apartment. That's what I do. So anyway, Kim Kardashian has also hired this designer. She met up with him in Japan back in 2021 and was getting him to design a house from scratch for her in Palm Springs.
Okay.
So big, long project. She has a picture of him and her right here. Look at him, cute little Japanese man.
Okay.
And he was going to come out here and do this massive project for her, which she was super excited about. Cool. I think one of the big things is obviously Kanye is obsessed with Kim Kardashian. They were still married at this point, but then afterwards they've become... maybe this started to represent something in his relationship to her.
Yeah, probably.
You know, he's an artist. We can definitely say that. He's the Looney Tune,
He's a
but
tortured artist.
very much a tortured artist.
What was I gonna say? I wonder if Kim is concerned about her children's mental health because they're half of him.
If she's
sure
not,
she
she
is.
should be.
Yeah.
She really should be. Kanye has described this guy as the world's greatest living architect, and he is the yay of all the architects.
Graduation was a great album, but I mean, let's calm down.
Yeah, let's cool it. Okay, so he bought this $57 million property. What did he do once he purchased it? He immediately gutted it.
What?
Dude, yes. It's a weird story. Like everything with Kanye West is a weird story. So he takes this gorgeous, these glass windows. He even had those removed. So it's open.
What?
Now it's effectively a parking garage. He has everything taken out, the kitchen, all the plumbing. He was trying to get the electricity and stuff. And it's entirely open to the literal ocean elements.
Why did he do that? Just because he's crazy.
Yeah.
Just to prove a point.
Let me tell you, because that's my next note. I go, so why the fuck did he do this?
Yeah.
He had apparently this was happening mostly in 2022, which if you recall was another tumultuous year for him. That was when he started, I think, the divorce proceedings.
Oh,
Or
okay.
Kim started the divorce proceedings.
Yeah.
And he was at one point spotted coming to check on his home in the middle of the summer with some of his different girlfriends that he had. Like he went through that period of his life before he got his Bianca. And he wanted to get this house gutted. He hired this guy who had done an interview now with the New Yorker. It's a great, really, really long article. But if you are more interested in this,
long.
I do recommend you read the New Yorker article because they interview this man.
Can I tell you something? The New Yorker, I love it. The articles are way too long.
They're
like reading a book.
It's a book.
Yeah.
I read like kind of a long book on
Yeah.
this today. It's
I'm
a lot of
detail.
detail.
And I'm like, I'm trying to do a podcast here. Fuck.
I know. And I like detail. I'm a person who enjoys the details. And even I'm like, okay, like move it along. We fucking get it. What's your next point?
Yeah.
But that's what they do. They did it. They interviewed this man who was hired to come and actually did the demolition. And he was being paid $20,000 a week to provide no kitchen. He wanted no kitchen, no bathrooms, no air conditioners, no windows, no light fixtures, and no heating.
Okay.
He was intent on cutting off the water and the power and removing the house's cabling and wiring, which ran through the concrete and plastic tubes. So how the fuck do you get that out? He's mentally ill. Yeah. He talked of this is what he wanted. He talked of clarity, simplicity, and a kind of self-reliance. He wanted everything to be his own doing. So the guy's name is Saxon, who got hired to do this, and he said that he would receive texts from Ye to him where he'd say, hey, we did all this demolition today, and Kanye would reply, let's go, simple and fresh and clean. Like he was hyped about it. For a long period of time, too. Like I don't think manic episodes can last that long, right?
I don't know anything about manic episodes. I think they can last like a few months. I don't know. I don't want to speak on it, but I think they can last a pretty long time.
Well, I don't know if that's what this was, but the man had a vision, and his vision was to destroy this $57 million work of art.
It's a dig at Kim.
I think it is.
I think it's all just a dig at
Is this
Kim.
giving you PTSD with your current house? stuff?
Yes. Oh my God. My fucking house.
Kim, I was just called you Kim. Miss May Kardashian, they've been redoing their house, and it's hard to put this kind of stuff in. Let me tell you that. If you want to put in,
very hard
putting
to put
in water and power and all
Oh.
that is a bitch.
Let me tell you something. It is crazy, especially when the New York Department of Buildings gets involved.
Well, speaking of that, they had the Malibu Department of Buildings that needed to be involved, and guess who was not involved? The
Kanye.
Malibu Department of Buildings.
oh.
They had 0 permits. They
Great.
didn't have any construction permits, work permits, anything at all from the city in
Wonderful.
order to progress with some pretty intense renovations. Crazy renovations, but you've got jackhammers, you've got
Yeah.
shit involved in order
Yeah.
to do this. So in order to move forward, they obviously were trying to not get these permits from Malibu. I don't know why they were so intent on that. But he
Probably 'cause
offered
they take for fucking ever. I get it. I'm with Kanye on this.
All
Just
right.
go. Just do it.
Just make it happen. Just make it happen. Well, he paid Saxon, the demolition guy, $20,000 a week in order to go through with this demolition. A week. It's a great fucking payday. And he told him that there were no permits, so he needed to do this undercover,
radar. Yeah.
under the radar. Don't have a porta potty out front. Don't use major equipment like bulldozers or anything that needs to come. And people would be like, what the fuck?
Can you imagine being the neighbors being like, this fucking architect dude spent probably 5 years making
Probably.
probably at least 5 years constructing this thing, and now it's under construction again. I would be like, oh my God, I have a fucking $30 million mansion in Malibu
Yep.
and I can't even enjoy it because I live next to Kanye West.
I know. I mean, living next to him would be just a disaster. And to your point, he had to placate the neighbors, but it actually ended up being easier than you think, because it's Malibu on this expensive area. No one was there. No one was ever there. Apparently during the
amazing.
week, it was completely empty. So he
Yeah.
was able to remain invisible to the city authorities for a really long time, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to pull one over on California? They've got a lot of issues, but they're fucking on it with
Can
tickets.
you imagine owning one of these properties and never being there?
No.
It's insane.
No, I think they'd come on the weekends sometimes, but
Super wealthy people blow my mind.
I know. It's crazy. But yeah, so it was not that hard. He couldn't have a dumpster out front, and then obviously once he had taken out the bathrooms, he didn't have a way to really do the porta potty. I think they had to do something. I don't know how they figured that out. And they asked, and Kanye was really insistent on this guy being all in on this project. So he would have him come and live in this building he was gutting.
Where there's no water.
Where he's gutting it. Exactly. And at first I'm sure it was sick. And apparently he had a great time. A bunch of the part of the New Yorker article was about this guy being he would be taking all these selfies and stuff like that. I get it. It's probably pretty nice. Beautiful views, I'll tell you that. But then as he kind of got through and was removing everything, it got a little bleak.
Well, you would also imagine that he probably was taking longer than he needed to, because he's well,
Yeah.
I want to live here.
Well, and that's what he would ask him if we could get permits or something like that so that he could put in a porta potty or whatever. And Kanye would get super pissy with him. Just saying no permitting, it increases caution. And he said that he was basically functioning like the sick raccoon rock and roller that I am, just living off of Ensure and Red Bull.
Okay.
Okay. And then he was sleeping at the house, and obviously once he took out the windows and stuff like that, he would hear the waves crashing. Once he would think people were breaking into the house, and once he woke up and a seagull was pecking at him.
What?
Because it's just open air.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
man was camping.
I feel like Kanye is just psychologically torturing this guy and seeing how far he'll go for $20,000 a week or something. I don't know.
I think I think Kanye is just operating in a different world.
He is.
In his different
He's an alien.
literal twisted fucked up fantasy or whatever it is. And I agree with you. I bet part of it was having that control over that man's life
Yeah.
probably was pretty cool for him, which is
Sick.
Oh, which is not great.
Yeah.
Once apparently he woke up and Kanye was standing over him saying, "I thought you'd be working."
Ugh.
Which sounds like he was just sleeping on the job.
Yeah.
But he lived there, so can you imagine? But $20,000 a week is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
A lot of money. He also was pretty social with him. Kanye was interacting with this guy a lot. Like he got really into this project. He would get distracted, but then he would come back and like bring him over to Home Depot to buy tools. And apparently at one point he got like obsessed with how Home Depot had arranged its potted plants. He gets there and he spent like hours trying to figure out who exactly working at Home Depot had put the potted plants in the way they were designed.
Kanye.
Kanye.
Oh
Kanye West went to a local Malibu Home Depot and was like, which one of your store associates arranged these plants, these furs or whatever?
I could see him like, I don't know, being wicked, weirdly like mystical about it and being like, this person is a genius and they're seeing the future and I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
getting really hyped about it. He's like, was it Cindy or Claire? Like, we need to figure this out definitively. Do they work together? I'll hire them both. He apparently told one of the sales assistants who was just like, I don't fucking know. He's like, well, I want their number. That is how I want my plants to look.
Okay.
You know? And they didn't end up buying any tools.
Oh my God, that would be an unbelievable day where one day you're just working at Home Depot, like putting out the plants. The next day you're working for Kanye West.
Kanye West.
And
I
you're
would
arranging the plants.
100% take that job.
Of course.
If I was working, oh my, yes.
What's the worst thing that could happen? You have like a crazy story.
A great, like,
Yeah.
the best wedding story ever.
Truly.
You are going to nail the cocktail hour.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get in line for that story. So another time he got really pissed off because he was like, Saxon, you look and you smell shitty. Because Saxon had been sleeping outside and not showering because there were no facilities to do so. So he took him to the Nobu Hotel in Malibu, where he had a room. He gave him clothes and then ran him a bath.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Kanye West is just running you a bath.
I mean, sounds like a delight at that point.
I know. He was, apparently Saxon was aware of how psychotic this entire situation was
100%.
and said, my jaw's like on the floor. He's drawing the water and he goes, you will never forget this moment. I said, damn right, I will not.
Oh my God.
And they were cracking up. It's kind of pure in a weird way.
It's very strange. I don't understand like where someone like Kanye West gets all of this time.
Well, he's not performing as much right now because
he's crazy.
Because he's crazy. And he has no brand deals to work on because of...
He's anti-Semitic
Yes.
as fuck.
Like hardcore.
Like hardcore. Like
hardcore.
Like real anti-Semitism.
Yeah. He's really gotten in on it. And Candace Owens right there with him. So the goal was obviously to eventually redesign the interior and make it like into this strange art project. The vision he ended up having for this house was called primitive futurism.
Okay. All right.
Listen, they just wants to cosplay being homeless.
Yes.
You know?
Rich people love cosplaying being homeless.
It's weird. They're really hyperfixated on it.
They are.
Yeah. He said housing, he observed, was just another form of control.
Sure.
The idea of being homeless on purpose interested him.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently on a podcast in 2022.
That's offensive.
Yeah, it's pretty out of touch. I don't even think that phrase is enough for what that is.
No.
He said he wanted to look at the bones of the Sachs house to strip away compromises that he had supposed had been forced on Andrew by his client. To get this house and be able to just take everything out, it was, extremely therapeutic. Ando would love this. I can't wait to show him everything we did. He would love this.
Oh.
So
Ando's like, I don't want to talk to you. You're unwell.
No, I mean, they went actually and tried to get a quote from Ando, and his representatives were like, he doesn't like to talk much about the house in Malibu, and declined to further comment. I don't think he loves this. I think he is horrified that his beautiful artwork that he spent so much time on has been jackhammered away slowly.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yes. So anyway, this gentleman, as you can imagine, this was not a stable situation for even this guy who's being paid under the table $20,000 a week to just go in there and fuck up a house. And apparently, like, Kanye's fans would show up regularly too.
Yeah.
So he'd have to like get live streamers, like he'd like shoo them out and be like, get out of here, get out of this house. And they eventually had a fight that ended their relationship.
Good
they were
for
fighting.
Saxon.
I know, right? They were fighting about a lot of different things. One of them being money, electricity, and he apparently was really, really reluctant, understandably, to take out the ocean-facing windows in the living room.
No fuck.
Good for him, because they look beautiful.
And everything's gonna get wet. It's
It
like
makes
you
no
camping.
sense. It was me. Camp.
It's
He was
you
going to be
in
like,
Norway.
no, I don't want to. I don't want to be Laura in Norway. He said, Kanye told him, if you don't do what I've asked you to do, I'm not going to be your friend anymore.
Oh my god, this is so sad.
You're not going to work for me anymore, and
Okay,
you're only going to see me on TV.
All right, I'm fine with that. I'm very fine with that relationship.
I know. Saxon looked at him and goes, I don't watch TV, and then he walked the fuck out.
Good for him.
This guy fucking rules.
Yeah.
Also, what a story.
I know.
What a crazy ass couple of months he had. Probably made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and I think Kanye just liked the control over him, obviously. That's
Yeah.
why he was probably like testing him too. Like, you're not going to have access to me anymore. And he's like, I don't care about that.
This isn't a stable, real thing. This
Yeah.
has been entertaining and funny, but I am aware that we eventually need to stop the charade
yeah.
of our friendship or whatever.
Whatever.
This isn't a healthy. I'm not going to invite you to my wedding.
Celebrities are fucking crazy. Celebrities like Kanye. Are
Some
like
of them
insane.
are, for sure. Yeah. Definitely him. Oh, that's part of the reason I'm wearing my Taylor Swift shirt,
Oh, yeah.
because of their feud.
Oh, right.
And I went and saw it.
Famous feud.
Which we'll touch on in a moment.
God, she went up against a mentally ill man.
She loves like just fighting mentally ills.
Yeah. Well,
That's
who
like-
else did she mentally illy? Who else? Who
Well,
else did she mentally illy
she
fight?
not directly fight, but like she endorsed Kamala. So she has
Oh,
all
so
the
she's-
Trumpers
oh, I
after
see, I
her.
see. Yeah,
Good
yeah.
luck. Good luck to you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing ever happens, and hopefully the world just becomes a little less crazy. But not while Kanye's in the world, because now we're basically the timeline that we've been following so far is in 2022 he was really losing it.
Yeah.
That was kind of when everyone was really paying attention to.
Yes.
He went and lost all of his brand deals, like his Adidas stuff, things like that. And I thought this was just a funny aside. In the middle of his like anti-Semitic rants that he would go on, someone went to his mansion and put "Happy Hanukkah," a little sign on his garage.
That's funny.
Apparently, one of the people who had helped invest and like do this deal with him was a pretty prominent Jewish financier. So I think there was probably some
Yeah.
internal turmoil around that
Totally.
whole thing.
God.
And repairs stopped. So Malibu had also caught on at this point and issued a stop work order because there were no permits. And they go, I mean, not even an application. You
Yeah.
guys just like raw dogged this. You went straight in and tried to rip everything apart. So Malibu, a little bit late, but fair enough. The neighbors told TMZ that his mansion was left to rot. Once that guy left, there was no one there maintaining the structure at all, and now it was fully open to everything. So despite all the planned renovations they hadn't seen anyone around for many months, the interior walls, which were now exposed to the outside air, and they're not designed for that, began to crumble, and the metal railings like throughout the house were, rusting, and seagulls had apparently infested the entire house.
What a shame.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
In December 2023, things had gotten so bad, and as you can imagine, also Kanye's finances weren't in a position to be investing millions and millions of dollars into one of his many properties. He had a bigger fucking fish to fry than this
Yeah.
Malibu mansion. Like, apparently, I was reading, they said that he had $2 billion before all those things, and now he's estimated to be like $400 million. So poor.
Whoa.
I know, that's
That's
nuts.
a big drop.
It's a big drop.
A big fucking drop.
That Adidas one alone was worth so much to him. So literally
Yeah.
fucked around and found out. But by December 2023, he decided to pull the plug. He enlisted Jason Oppenheim.
Oh, of Selling Sunset fame.
Yes, this gentleman right here, who this article described as their most aerodynamic salesman. Do you know this gentleman?
He owns Oppenheimer Group. Is it Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer?
It's Oppenheim Group, I think. Oppenheimer Group is another
I see.
private equity.
He is one of the little short twins on that, and I think he owns it. So, I mean, yeah, I guess he would be good at his job, but I didn't think he actually did I thought he was just like a reality TV star. I didn't think that they actually like closed homes.
Right, like actually moved units.
Yeah, I guess like maybe a few, but I don't know. I just thought the whole thing was a scam, as most reality TV shows are.
Yeah, it does seem like I would never actually hire one of those Selling Sunset people. I mean,
okay, here's what. I think that he might work because he literally owns it, but the Selling Sunset girls don't actually work. But there's
sense.
other people at the firm that work.
Oh, and so maybe they just tell them the stories about like what's up and they use that as...
Right. And then they go in there and argue with each other in crazy outfits.
I love it. I mean, honestly, it's a great show. I've seen a couple episodes of that one and been like, this can't be real.
It's not, but it's fun.
But you guys look great and the homes are beautiful, so like carry on.
Yeah.
As you were. But anyway, they listed the property on realtor.com. You can go and look at the listing and it has all the really great descriptions of it and like these gorgeous pictures. And it says, currently, all interior finishes have been removed from the property and work is needed to either restore or reimagine the interiors.
Yeah, no fuck. No fuck.
I love when real estate people try to make it sound like
it's cozy.
Not as it's just compact.
Charming.
And look at these are the pictures that they put on there and they're all from before they ripped everything out. Like this is a completely furnished. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Completely furnished. It has all like the deck furniture, not a seagull roosting in sight. It still looks pretty drab, to be honest.
It's so drab. Who would want to live in one of these fucking
know.
designers' places? I hate them.
Know. It doesn't make sense to me.
No.
So the initial price that they listed it at was $53 million, which, as we remember, is $4 million less than he originally purchased it for, which is less. Risky business news math right there. That's not as much money. No one purchased it. Everyone goes, what the fuck? Why would we do that? And they dropped the price down to $39 million. So now $18 million less than he originally purchased it, which is a lot less. That is a big loss.
It's a lot less, but I feel like Kanye doesn't give a shit about that.
Yeah, but he probably should at some point start worrying about things because he's certainly not in the business of making a lot of money right now. Though I will talk a little bit about one of his recent performances. $39 million, and now the sale is listed as pending on realtor.com. Check it out for yourselves, guys. Maybe get in there. Maybe offer him a better deal.
Yeah, someone has an offer in.
Someone has an offer in and it's going through like the financing and final approvals and stuff like that. So it's not fully sold yet, but I'm assuming if that works out, it will be. So it sounds at least like there's like interest at that price point. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, even though it is still a pretty historic property, especially at this point, it's what a fucking great story.
Totally.
For that property. And the land alone is worth a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
It's on the beach in a very prestigious area of Malibu. Pretty nice. And don't think that Kanye is going to be like homeless or anything like that. He has a lot of other properties. He has his acres of land in Calabasas, his childhood home in Chicago, a house in Belgium, and other real estate throughout the world.
Belgium, how random.
I know, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
Now, recently, he has been doing some more performances again.
Okay.
One specifically and kind of controversially in China.
Okay. Where in China?
In, what the fuck is this place named?
Hangzhou?
Hainan, which is unusual. You would assume it'd be in Beijing or Shanghai, but Hainan, I'm not familiar. Are you? Have you heard of this?
I don't know, and it's so funny because this is probably a city like larger than New York, but we just don't know it.
No, I know.
China's so fucking crazy. We went to Chengdu when we were over there, and it was like the biggest fucking city in the world. And not literally, but I've never heard of Chengdu until I was in China.
Top worlds, let's see.
Probably Mexico City would probably be on there. 20 million.
Yeah, this list is always hilarious because
of the largest cities
by population in 2024. Number 1 is Tokyo. Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising. Then Delhi, Shanghai, Dhaka, I don't even fucking
Bangladesh,
Sao Paulo, Cairo, I didn't know that, Mexico City, Beijing, Mumbai, and then Osaka. Then another Chinese city, Chongqing, Then Pakistan, Karachi, the Congo, we're not even close, dude.
No, New York's not even on
Not
here.
even. Where do we hit?
We're in like the 9 million, so we should be coming up. There we are, New York City. We are
Where the fuck? I don't even see it.
39. Nope, that's Ho Chi Minh City.
Ho Chi Minh City.
We should be on here though.
What if we're just not? What if World Population Review is racist against the United States?
guess
Just
they're
kidding. We're
racist.
49th.
Okay.
But yeah, like that's the biggest city in the United States. Like we are getting our asses kicked
In terms of population.
in terms of
for
population
sure.
by a lot of other groups. There are like 10 Chinese cities bigger than
yeah.
us.
Oh, Chinese.
Let's actually look.
cities
1,
are
2, 3,
huge.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 cities in China that are bigger than the United States.
Yep.
Damn.
Mhm.
And let's see, is that Hainan is not even on the list. Wow.
Wow, that's interesting that he would perform somewhere that's not even on the list.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, apparently it's an obscure island province.
Oh, okay.
And one of the things so it's probably pretty, I would
Yeah.
imagine. And what they're trying to do is make it this international business hub. Like I think they're trying to make it like a Dubai
Okay.
type of thing, where Dubai is just like this little Western enclave. You know, people can come there and do fun, crazy shit. I don't know, whatever. And China's economy is struggling right now.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know exactly the details on it, so don't ask me more questions there. But I read an article and they said that this was something that they were trying to do to boost the region and then just the economy in general, is to have and attract really big talent, like the Taylor Swift effect. I don't think she'd go. Maybe. But like Rihanna just did the wedding in India and stuff like that.
Oh, right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
those kind of scale events, especially if you can have them more regularly, are big attractions and like really help regions kind of pop off, you know?
That's true.
So that's what they're trying to do. But it's extremely weird that they allowed Kanye to come in because the Chinese authorities are pretty anti a lot of Western musicians.
Yeah.
You know, they talk about topics that are not always sanctioned by the Chinese government. Specifically in hip hop, in 2018, the Chinese authorities declared war on hip hop, saying that artists who insulted women and promoted drug use don't deserve a stage. Well,
All right. Well, God bless.
I mean, I don't mind the first part there. I'm like, yeah, you guys should be canceled. China says, no, you have to be nice to ladies. They don't have any issue with Kanye, apparently, because, I mean, he does some of the other stuff, but the stuff he's really known for being
the anti-Semitism.
anti-Semitism, not a problem for
Not a
them.
problem.
They don't care. Homophobia, that's a pro. That was
That's a
actually
pro.
in the list of pros.
Okay, good.
In terms of what China was looking for in their content creators. They had to approve his set list, as you can imagine. And I looked at this. I don't know any of these songs. He does not have Jesus Walks on this list. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I actually don't even. I'm actually not super familiar with his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one that he basically ripped off the Backstreet Boys and he didn't get permission from them.
Huh.
Remember that?
I don't know.
None of these other ones. Back to Me, I'm not familiar. Time Morning
Drunk,
Slow.
Lifestyle, Vultures.
New Body, Promotion, Worship, River, Gun to My Head, So it sounds like the list that he was allowed to do is just not any of his real hits, at least hits that are over here in the United States.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds lame. I've seen him before.
You have?
Mhm.
Where?
He performed at the X Games in Austin. I know. It was
Random.
it was kind of fun because Austin like got this 5-year contract to run the X Games at their Formula One track.
Yeah.
So we were like, we should go to the X Games.
Yeah.
And he was great.
I'm
I gotta
sure he
say, the
was.
man is good. He's
He's a
good.
performer.
He's a performer. He brought out this like entire probably like 50 ballerinas, like a
Oh,
lot of ballerinas.
Yeah.
And they did this like really beautiful synchronized dance behind him as he was saying. It was great.
That's cool.
It was I really enjoyed it. Then afterwards I was like, oh man, can't go see him again. Damn. But anyway, the notoriously prickly Chinese government let him in because they wanted to boost that area, as I kind of already said. They didn't exactly do it just lightheartedly. He had apparently been scheduled to do a listening party, is what he calls his concerts, in Taiwan
Okay.
a few weeks before, and right before they announced his China date, they canceled the Taiwan date.
Interesting. Well, China and Taiwan famously hate each other.
Exactly.
So,
But point being, he chose Team China. Team China came in with a fucking check.
to be honest with you, Team China is probably winning.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're massive. So either way, he was just like, I'm going to go do my show in China instead. And they're going to pay my Taiwan bill and my China bill.
Yeah, buy Taiwan.
By a lot. By a
I have
lot.
to pay for this horrible mansion I bought.
Yes. And the Taiwanese organizers cited unforeseen circumstances. It is unclear whether the cancellation was related to his show in China.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
It's pretty fucking clear. There was also this leaked image from one of the meetings at the from the Chinese government about his risk assessment meeting, where it's like all these government officials, and they had the title. It's obviously translated from Chinese, but it says Kanye West World Tour Audiovisual Concert Risk Assessment Meeting, and then all like the official notes and stuff like
That's
that
hilarious.
for the Haikou Tourism and Culture Broadcasting and Television Group.
Okay.
Fair enough. Well, they did get protesters at the concert, specifically Taylor Swift fans
Okay.
showed up because they are still pissed off
Oh my God.
that Kanye did her dirty all those years ago. So they showed up and they gathered around his event, which was actually on Sunday.
All right. This is how they protest. That's nice.
Why is it all men?
Yeah, that's true. That's so funny that her fan base in China is just all men.
It's literally all. I'm sure there's female Taylor Swift fans there too, but they're in this video specifically, it's just dudes.
That's so
Just
funny.
dudes.
And they just ride so hard for her.
They are singing her songs. They're singing especially like old songs.
Yeah.
Old
very
songs
old
of
songs. They
hers.
just got over there. Those
Yeah.
songs just
They just got the
reached.
translation.
Yeah.
They just hit them.
They think that the feud is going on now. That's what they think.
So they are hyperfixating on this, and they were protesting outside of his concert
still
on
went
Sunday.
down.
It still went down. Apparently, it went fine. Bianca was there. She was sharing some behind the scenes footage of her with the kids, and it looked fun.
Wait, they have kids together?
No. The Kanye's
Kim's.
kids.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So he had the kids and brought them to China.
Man.
I know.
What
And
a
apparently-
weird life those kids live.
Oh my God. If they're not mentally ill, I'll be like, why not?
They will be.
I know. I feel bad. Poor
feel
things.
bad, too.
They really had no shot.
Well, genetically, and their life is just fucking nuts.
Crazy.
So it's who is going to date them? Who is the match for Northwest?
It's going to be like either some real high level art, like,
Yeah,
crazy in the art world, or just another similar celebrity situation.
right.
Where someone who, I don't understand, you're not going to just date someone who works at fucking Kinko's.
Maybe they'll date like yeah, that's crazy. I'm like, me neither.
Yeah.
But sorry. Elitist over here.
Yeah. I'll be
yeah.
there.
But yeah, it is interesting. Like if she dated Blue Ivy, if they were both into girls,
Exactly.
that would make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That kind of a situation. You have.
That's the only celebrity I can think of. Right
What
now.
else? What are you going to relate
Suri
on?
Cruise.
Yeah, what are you going to relate on? There's any of their children, they're going to have to just be all together. And then, frankly, they'll probably make some good art at some point.
Yeah,
There's
I think
certainly
so.
some inspiration here. They've had a fucking wild life.
Yeah, it's
know.
weird.
But that's what's going on with Mr. Kanye West.
Wow.
That's the update there.
Which is also just like the tip of the iceberg. That guy's always. I wonder what he's up to like right now. Like, what is he doing immediately right now?
That was kind of one of the big takeaways for me is like for a while there, when everybody was obsessed with him and like talking about all the crazy, awful shit he was saying, he was just bullying this random man. In a Malibu mansion. He was just like, why are you asleep? And he's like, because the seagulls kept me up all night.
That dude needs to do a podcast.
I bet he does do something at
He's
some
gonna
point.
do something.
Because especially with this house.
My Life with Kanye.
Yeah, this story has gotten some traction online right now just because of the sell for that big of a loss. Everybody's looking into it and like, why is it so cheap?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Because Kanye West destroyed it for no fucking reason.
Oh, got it. So.
Crazy.
But guys, that's it. That's what I got for you. And we will see you next week. Please be sure to follow us online. You can follow me at Laura Sogar, the podcast Risque Business News.
And you can follow me at May_Planert. We release our tour dates for our stand-up and a clip every once in a while. So yeah, check that out.
Smash the like button, maybe throw us a comment, and then come see us live. I'll be at Atlanta actually this week. So if you're in Atlanta, come through. And
I
then
will
in Tampa
be
in October.
I actually don't have any tour dates outside of Boston, Massachusetts, October 4th and 5th at Nick's Comedy Stop.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, see you there.
Bye.